it is ordered that no photograph of this witness may be televised or published in any form. The witness may be sworn in.
Your language of preference, sir?
Sorry?
Your language of preference?
Oh, English. Thank you.
Your full names, please.
Johan Stefanus Stip.
Juan Stefanus Stip, my lady. Do you have any objection in taking the prescribed oath?
No, I don't.
Do you consider it binding to your conscience?
Yes, I do.
If so, do you swear that the evidence you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, lift up your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Sworn in, my lady.
Thank you very much. Mr. Stip, you may be seated.
Thank you.
Mr. Stip, what do you do for a living?
I'm a radiologist in private practice here in Pretoria.
Where do you stay?
We live in Silverwoods Estate, just across from Silverwoods. Silverwoods Estate across from Silver Lakes.
From Silver Lakes.
Sorry.
And the accused before court, Mr. Pistorius, do you know him?
I don't know him personally, no. I know of him, but I don't know him.
Now, this matter deals with an incident that took place on the evening of 13 February, early morning hours of 14 February. You're aware of that?
Yes, I am.
Now, on the evening of 13 February 2013, were you at home?
Yes, we were.
And you shared the house with?
My wife, 3 children, 2 in primary school, 1 high school, and our domestic servant.
And were they all there that evening?
Yes, they were all there.
Now, on the 13th of February, was it a different evening? Anything significant happen?
No, we had quite a normal evening. The kids went to bed at around 8:30. Me and my wife were watching a TV series in the room. We went to bed at about 10:30.
And then something happened in the early morning hours.
That's correct, yes.
Please tell the court what you can remember.
I remember that I was awakened by 3 loud bangs. And I remember my wife asking me, what was that? And I said, I think it's gunshots. So I got up out of bed and I walked to the balcony. And as I looked out, trying to ascertain where the shots, whatever it was coming from, I heard screaming. Now, it sounded to me like the voice of a female, and she screamed 3 or 4 times. And when I heard that, I knew there was big problems here. And I went back into the room, I took my phone, and I phoned the security.
Just before you carry on. Unfortunately, we're in court and we would need time frames and how much time lapsed between incidents. Now, between the bangs that woke you up and the screams you've heard, how much time lapsed?
I think a few moments, I heard the scream, I heard the banging, I got up out of bed. As I went outside, I started to hear the screams. So it must have been only a few moments then.
Good. Now, we will carry on with the evidence, but let's just place the court in perspective of your house in relation to the accused house and so forth.
Okay.
You have a file in front of you.
Yes.
Would you mind opening that at Exhibit F? Let us, I want to refer you to photograph 919 first.
Yes.
That's the aerial photograph of your estate, is that correct?
That's right, yes.
Now, is it possible to identify your house on that aerial photograph?
Yes, I can see it.
We can point it and then we try and describe it.
So I can point it here?
Yeah.
It's right there.
The lady points towards a house where you can see a pool.
Yes.
And we'll get closer to it, but if you look at this photograph, almost in the middle of the photograph, just left of center, there's a house and one can see a pool in the background. There's a house marked with a red dot. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Whose house is that?
Well, as I learned later, it was the defendant's house.
The accused in this matter.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
No, fine. So it's the accused house. And then to put into perspective your house, it's just behind that to the left. One can see a house with a pool in the background.
That's right.
Just turn the page to 920. There's an arrow indicating Oscar's house, that's the accused house. Can you see your house on the photograph?
Yes, can see it partly. It's that one there.
The one that on the right hand edge of the photograph with the orange roof, the roof, that
Yes.
one can see.
Yes.
Next to it, looks like when you look at the photograph, think we contain it or something.
Yes, that's right.
Let's go to photograph 924. If you see that, what is that?
That is Oscar's house, and the windows that are circled there is the bathroom windows.
Okay. Let us go to 925. That's just the same photograph, am I right?
Yes, those are the same windows.
Okay, let's go to 936. That's your house, just to indicate what it is. 937, the same thing. I think more importantly, would you open at 938? What is that?
That is the view from our bedroom out through the small balcony in the direction of Oscar's house.
So, what is marked with a red arrow there? Can you see that?
Yes, that's right. Those are windows you showed me previously.
Is that the windows one can see at photograph 925?
That's correct.
And that's your main bedroom where you were sleeping?
Yes, that's right.
939. You recognize that?
Yes, it's the same view. The photo is zoomed, same windows, same balcony.
Same balcony. Now, let us just explain to this book. Go to photograph 936.
Yes.
The balcony one can see just above the garage. That window there, that's the main bedroom window that we had on the other photograph.
Yes, that's the reverse angle of the photo you just shown me.
You said you moved to a balcony. To which balcony did you move?
I moved to the big balcony to the right,
On the right.
with the chair standing.
Now, let us just carry on. You moved to the balcony and you heard screams,
Yes.
a woman scream. What did you do when you stood there?
I heard the woman screaming. I tried to ascertain from plus minus where the screams were coming from. It appeared to be coming from the row of houses opposite us. I noted that one of the houses directly opposite us, almost all the lights were on.
Almost all the lights were on.
Almost all the inside lights were on. That's
Okay.
correct. And I went back inside my bedroom, and that's when I picked up my phone.
When you noticed that all the lights were on in the other bedroom, could you see the bathroom windows of the accused house?
The accused house was just to the left of the house I saw. The lights were on, and the bathroom window that you showed me, the light was on. Yes.
So when you looked out, that bathroom window, the light was on.
Yes.
What did you do then?
I went back inside the bedroom, and I phoned the Silverwood security. There was no answer. I think the phone rang quite a few times. They didn't answer, so I phoned 10111. I think the number must be out of order. I got a funny dialing tone. While I was still busy on the phone, thinking what number to dial next, I heard another 3 loud bangs.
What did you think that was?
Well, I thought that whoever shot the first time was starting to shoot again, and I told my wife to get away from the window.
Why?
Well, I thought that if it was shooting, there may be some bullets come flying our way. So I wanted her to get out of the way, out of
Yes.
possible harm's way.
What happened then?
I eventually got through to our security, and I spoke to the guard on duty, and he said, so I told him what happened, what I heard, and they must please send someone. And he said, yes, they will. They are just waiting for, I think, a duty manager or something to arrive, and then they will come. During that time, I think I must have been walking around the room, and I found myself outside.
You're
on the
talking very
balcony
softly,
again.
Mr.
Oh,
Smith.
sorry. I'm
Yes.
talking too softly. I was busy talking with them on the phone. I put my phone down, and I walked out on the balcony again to see if I can see any movement, anything like that. And that's when I heard a man's voice shouting 3 times, help, help, help. I went back inside the room, and we were waiting for the security guards to arrive.
Yes.
They arrived a few minutes later in a white bakkie. There were 3 security guards, and I told them that from the row of houses opposite us there were shots and screaming, and I think they must go and investigate.
You were
They-
talking from them. Where were you?
Oh, I was still upstairs in our room, because we were talking from the balcony. We're talking to them down on the street level.
Okay.
So they got in their car and they drove around in the direction of the row of houses. I went out on the other balcony again, watching them as they went. And as I was standing there, I looked up again towards where the lights were on, and the noises where it came from. And I noticed that someone was moving in the bathroom through the window from the right to the left.
Which bathroom window was that now?
It was the bathroom of the accused house.
And the condition of the light?
Well, it looked the same as before. There weren't any more lights on. It was just the one.
The lights were on there?
Yeah.
And you saw somebody move in the bathroom?
Yes, I got a distinct impression of a person moving from the right to the left.
As you look at the window?
Yes.
Do you see anything else?
No.
What did you do there?
I went back inside my bedroom and my wife and I had a discussion about should I go to see what was going on. I said, I think I should, because there may be children involved, maybe it was a family tragedy where a parent shot the family. We have kids ourselves, so we don't want anyone else's kids to get hurt. So I dressed and I first drove down to security just to find out if it was safe to go to the house.
And then what happened?
I spoke to the guard there at the guardhouse, and he said, yes, I can go. Mr. Stander is there, and it should be fine. I don't know Mr. Stander, but if he was there, I guess it's safe for me to go. So I drove back. I followed the crescent, and there was a car in the road on the left, opposite Oscar's house. I parked behind that car. I got out.
Just before you go on, when you got to that house, did you know who was staying there? Whose house that was?
No.
Not at all?
Not at all, no.
Okay.
I got out the car. There was a man talking on the cell phone, standing against the white BMW in the driveway, and he motioned me towards the front door. So I went towards the front door. There was a lady standing in the door, and I said, I'm a doctor. Can I maybe be of assistance? Can I help? And then she said yes, and she showed me inside to the bottom of the stairs where there was a lady lying on her back on the floor.
Okay, just a moment. Yes, what happened then?
I went nearer, and as I bent down, I also noticed a man on the left kneeling by his side. He had his left hand on the right groin and his right hand, 2 fingers in the mouth. Okay.
You have to speak a little louder than that.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
As I approached the lady, there was a man on his knees on the left side. He had his left hand on the right groin and his right hand's 2nd and 3rd fingers in her mouth. And I remember the first thing he said when I got there was that he said, I shot her. I thought she was a burglar and I shot her.
Okay. You have the exhibit in front of you. There's a file. Can you open that at Exhibit E? You have F at the moment.
Oh.
Can you turn to photograph 132 in that album, please? This won't be showed on the monitor.
What exhibit?
132 is Exhibit E, my lady.
Yes. Yes, you may proceed.
As you please. Are you there, sir?
Yes, I am.
Does that look familiar?
Yes, that is the lady that I tried to assist.
And in terms of her position?
Unchanged, except for the head lying to the left. When I arrived, it was straight up. I think because Oscar tried to open an airway.
But as far as she was lying there, it's exactly where you found her.
Yes.
We just turn the page. Did you see that?
Yes, it's still the same person. Position also the same.
So, what did you do then? You got there, you saw this person, and what happened there?
Okay, well, the next thing I did was I tried to assist her. So I tried to open the airway and to look for any signs of life. She had no pulse in her neck. She had no peripheral pulse. She had no breathing movements that she made. She was clenching down on Oscar's fingers as he was trying to open her airway. I tried to do a jaw lift maneuver to open the airway. It was very difficult with the clenching down. And all during that time, there wasn't any signs of life that I could see. I opened her right eyelid. The pupil was fixed, dilated, and the cornea was milky. In other words, it was already drying out. So to me, it was obvious that she was mortally wounded.
You're aware of that?
Yes, I am.
Now, on the evening of February 2013, were you at home?
Yes, we were.
And you share the house with?
My wife, 3 children, 2 in primary school, 1 high school, and our domestic servant.
And were they all there that evening?
Yes, they were all there.
Now, on the 13th of February, was it a different evening? Anything significant happen?
No, we had quite a normal evening. The kids went to bed at around 8:30. Me and my wife were watching TV series in the room. We went to bed at about 10.
Mr. Stipp, what do you do for a living?
I'm a radiologist in private practice here in Pretoria.
Where do you stay?
We live in Silverwoods Estate, just across from Silverwoods. Silverwoods Estate across from Silver Lakes.
From Silver Lakes.
Sorry.
And the accused before court, Mr. Pistorius, do you know him?
I don't know him personally, no. I know of him, but I don't know him.
Now, this matter deals with an incident that took place on the evening of 13 February, early morning hours of 14 February.
The witness may be sworn in.
Your language of preference, sir?
Sorry?
Your language of preference?
Oh, English. Thank you.
Your full names, please.
Johan Stefanus Stipp.
Juan Stephanus Stipp, my lady. Do you have any objection in taking the prescribed oath?
No, I don't.
Do you consider it binding to your conscience?
Yes, I do.
If so, do you swear that the evidence you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, lift up your right hand and say, so help me God.
So help me God.
Sworn in, my lady.
Thank you very much. Mr. Stipp, you may be seated.
Thank you.
It is ordered that no photograph of this witness may be televised or published in any form.
And then something happened in the early morning hours.
That's correct, yes.
Please tell the court what you can remember.
I remember that I was awakened by 3 loud bangs. And I remember my wife asking me, what was that? And I said, I think it's gunshots. So I got up out of bed and I walked to the balcony. And as I looked out, trying to ascertain where the shots, whatever it was coming from, I heard screaming. Now, it sounded to me like the voice of a female, and she screamed 3 or 4 times. And when I heard that, I knew there was big problems here.